liberty and justice for all.
Alright, Mr. Ross, 5.0, approval of the meeting minutes from March 27th.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm looking for a motion to approve the meeting minutes of 27th of March, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Berube. I'm looking for a second. Thank you. Now, I'll give you a minute or so just to review them before I ask for their approval.
Any questions or issues?
I don't think we have any. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Chairman?
Motion carries. Thank you. Alright, 6.0, Finance and Audit Committee, Jason.
Earlier this morning, the Finance and Audit Committee met and reviewed both the March and the April agency tables and budget variance reports respectively. As we did not have a quorum at our March 31st, or at our would have been our April meeting, we found everything to be in order and present to the IDA board and for approval.
Need a motion?
I will move.
Second.
I'll second.
Jason Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Did we do the budget variance?
We should do that. I guess we should do it separately. And then I will move as well to accept both the March and the April budget variance reports.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, motion carries. Thank you. Alright. 7.0, 7.1, MGA Construction LLC, Jeremy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. MGA Construction, as we recall, will be constructing a 60,000 square foot mixed-use building in the town of Wheatfield that will have commercial space on the first floor and 2 floors of market rate residential units. The public hearing was held on the 23rd of April, 2024 at 2 p.m. right here, and there were no comments made.
Are there any questions about this project? Issues? Anything? Alright, I need a motion for the final resolution.
I will make it.
Second.
Russell, Ross, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Need a roll call vote, please.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Crefla,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Mary Mahoney,
Yes.
Ann McCaffrey,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Mark Onesi.
Yes. Alright, 7.2, Niagara Shores Campground Conference Center, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Niagara Shores Campground Conference Center LLC, this board has over the last year and a half plus attempted to work with this group to stay current on originally what would have been a $150,000 loan to this company. It is now, there's a balance of somewhere over $70-some thousand. After a couple of attempts to modify the loan to allow interest only for a period of time in slow times, they are again behind in their payments, and I'll actually ask Carrie if she could just to answer any questions regarding where they are right now and in regards to the amount outstanding for this loan at this time.
Right now, the balance is $70,280.73. Basically, the last payment we received was on March 14th, which was applied to the September of 2023 monthly installment. The amount needed to bring the loan current is $16,891.60.
Mark, do they give any reason for not keeping up with their payments? 18 there.
Yeah, there's really nothing unless Gary has something. Basically, it's slow down a business, COVID originally. There's been multiple reasons, but the bottom line is, we have a fiduciary obligation on behalf of representing this particular loan fund to take all the steps necessary. So I've asked to have it on the agenda today for the board to direct me to start the steps to put them on notice of the default. Hopefully it's something that can be rectified and brought current in the meantime, but it's something that I think the board should consider moving forward. Again, we've provided, I think, 2 other opportunities. Carrie, is that right, in the past?
Yeah, we've, basically re-amortized and extended the loan twice in the past.
In the past, so.
And then, they make payments for a while, and it seems to be like a seasonal issue. Where they, beginning in the fall, they start to fall behind, and then sometimes they get caught up, but not always.
Well, we're hoping that, the putting them on notice of the default may trigger them and or their guarantors to come forward and either bring it current or make some sort of arrangement moving forward. But I'm just asking for direction to move forward in that manner, put them on notice.
Couple of comments on this situation. So my understanding is that we're in a 3rd position on the property. So there's a bank that's in place. I don't know what bank that is. There's the 504 program, which is Emperor State Development, has a 2nd position, and I believe that we have a 3rd position on that.
That's my understanding.
What I would suggest that we do is we need to formally declare a default and issue a default letter on there and put them on notice. I believe our documents probably give them a cure period. I would imagine I have
20
to
days.
review them, so they have a cure period. So we have to start that clock going. If the other financial institutions have taken further steps, then we need to make sure that we get a seat at the table if there's a sale of the property. So I would
Yes.
just make sure that we were in, again, not having reviewed the actual loan documents, I just would suggest that we make sure that we are in line, because I believe that there is equity in the property. So if they do go ahead and find a buyer and can cure the first 2 positions, if we don't have a seat at the table.
Yes,
I
then
think
we're left
that-
out.
Yeah, we're left out. So I would just advise that we take every step necessary and declare that default, go through their cure period, and then begin whatever the next legal proceeding is. And make sure that we're in step with both Empire State as well as whatever financial institution as the senior.
It's a well-developed property. When they took it over from that church group, they put a lot of money into it to bring it up to campground and conferences at that particular time. So yeah, you're right.
It is. The only issue that I would say to that, though, is that there may be a deterioration in property value, because when it was initially written, there was a beach there.
Yes.
And the beach, I believe,
That was for the.
I believe that there's been pretty significant erosion there, and I don't know if there's a beach, I don't know that there's much of a.
I've only saw
It's still
something.
there.
Yeah, I think there may have been some deterioration, but I just wanna make sure we got it. That was my
Good point.
recommendation.
I assume, Jason, if we declare a default, like the bank at least that would trigger automatic default on their loan, so.
It would, unless they.
Unless they've already.
If they have notice of
My
it.
assumption is they already have. I don't know that for a fact, but my assumption is they already have. And they're
The
ahead of
rumor
the
is that
process
one
that
of
we
the
are.
2 have.
Yeah, so they would be they're probably ahead of us in the process, from the timing standpoint. Yeah, we need to get lockstep with it.
Any other questions or comments? I make a motion that we start the default paperwork.
I'll second, I'll make the motion.
And we need a second. Mr. Ross, all in favor?
Aye.
We, roll call.
No, you're okay with that.
You're okay.
Voice is fine, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, 7.3, Peak Development LLC, 6-month project inducement extension.
Yes, that would be me too. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On both 7.3 and 7.4.
Okay.
Peak Development and NICEDA are both, and I'll handle them one at a time, existing projects that their 1-year inducement was coming to an end. Both projects have been delayed, no peak mainly by the interest rates and ability to get financing for their projects. I think NICEDA is I don't know exactly their delay, but I think it did have something to do with financing as well. This was going to be we received information on this just before where our April board meeting would have been, so it was delayed here till May, just to let you know. So all they're requesting is a 6-month project inducement extension from its expiration date.
This is normal business.
Normal business, and we usually, we have no issue with granting up to 2 6-month extensions in the past.
All right, any questions or issues? I need a motion for the 6-month project inducement for Pete. Somebody? Okay, Ms. Massey. And Stephanie? McCaffrey? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we need a roll?
Roll call on this, thank you.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Krumpa,
Yes.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Anna McCaffrey. Yes. David Massey,
Yes.
Mark Onesi.
Yes. Okay, 7.4, NICIDA Corporation, I think we
Same
have the
thing.
same issue here, 6-month inducement extension, we need a motion. Mr. Crunto. Ms. Mahoney, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Need a roll call vote for that as well.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Krumpa,
Yes.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Anna McCaffrey.
Yes.
David Massey.
Yes.
Mark Onesi.
Yes. All right, 8.0, new business, 2429 North, Military Road. Mr. Kurtz?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 2429 Military Road LLC is a limited liability company comprised of 2 members, Mr. Jensen, who is here with us today, and Mr. Sherrill. They purchased the property located at that address in 2019 in Niagara Falls, New York. It was once a movie theater that has been vacant for far too long and is currently being utilized for additional parking. This project will consist of the planning, design, and reconstruction, renovation of approximately 22,000 square feet to create an automotive parts facility. The surrounding service centers lack capacity to adequately maintain a sufficient parts inventory. So 9,000 square feet will be designed to accommodate warehousing for wholesale automotive parts and help the severe void of the surrounding service centers. 11,000 square feet will be used to house approximately 10 heavy-duty truck bays, 6 heavy-duty truck lifts, 2 30,000-pound lifts, 4 post and 4 detail bays to service both installations for bed liners and installations. The remaining space will be used as office, and this will create approximately 28 jobs with an average salary of $59,500.
Do we have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I missed the movie theater. I keep 3 hours, going to there.
4 seasons.
Well,
I love it when it was in its heyday.
Do you have anything?
Not years ago. It's true.
No, I think unless there's questions, it's pretty accurate summation, so.
You're egress on 4th Avenue there? Yeah. There's very little traffic on 4th Avenue, come out that way and,
Right.
yeah, I looked at that, I think they'll have no problem. So, ingress egress.
Anybody else?
Any major environmental considerations with,
I'm sorry?
any major concerns with the environmental, review?
No, I mean, we had an environmental review, it seems straightforward. That's not my area of expertise, but no concerns were raised by any of it.
Yeah, the good news, David, this is there's no addition. It is all contained in the existing facility, so it would very much mitigate any environmental concerns.
Is that flavor all, is that environmentally sound? I don't know. I think we're probably safe.
Any questions or comments? I need a motion on the preliminary resolution.
So
Mr.
moved.
Rocks? I will, Mr. Crenshaw, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Need a roll call, please.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Krumpa,
Yes.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Anna McCaffrey.
Yes.
David Massey.
Yes.
Mark Onesi.
8.2, NCDC request for grant approval. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Authorized public hearing, I need a motion for that. Mr. Crenshaw? Mr. Mahoney, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We need a roll call for
No.
that. The public hearing will be May 21st at 2:30 PM at the Niagara Town Hall. Okay, great, thank you. 8.2, NCDC request for grant approval, Ms. Plum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The agency held an NCDC grant committee meeting on May 1st to review this micro enterprise project. Bearco Incorporated is a specialty filter manufacturer and distributor. They've been operating for 2 years and have recently expanded to a larger location in Wheatfield to increase their capabilities and capacities to meet current and future demand. They worked with SBDC to submit their application. The owner qualifies as low to moderate income. The business has requested a $25,000 micro enterprise grant. This grant was unanimously approved by the committee for recommendation to the board.
Okay, any questions or comments?
I'll make one quick comment. The grant committee met last week, and reviewed, Mr. Brooks' grant request. I met with him personally, found him to be he's got the potential to run a very, very successful business. One thing you are gonna probably see if you reviewed it, that his credit score is slightly lower than where we would love it to be, but, I don't think they're current and not atypical of someone who started his own business. He's using, he used personal credit cards to finance his company, so his percentage of unused is probably a little lower than we would like, but, we did not find any elevated risk or anything along those lines, and highly recommend that this is the kind of project we think is ideal for our program. With that, I will make a motion to,
Okay. Second. Actually, Ross. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We need a roll call, please.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Papa,
Yes.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney, Ann McCaffrey. Yes. David Massey,
Yes.
Mark Honesi.
Yes. 8.3, landscape,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The agency issued an RFP for landscape services here at this building, 6311 in Yukon Corporate Drive and 2055 Nagpals Boulevard. We mailed 13 RFPs. Legal notices were posted in the local papers, and the RFPs were also posted on our website and the New York State Construction Magazine. Upon review of the services, staff would like to recommend services from Pro Enterprises.
how many responses did you get out of the 13?
I received 4.
Are there any questions? So, questions? Yeah. I need a motion for grant. That's what we're gonna change. Mr. President, Mr. Ross, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All in favor, roll call. Need a roll call.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Papa,
Yeah.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney, Ann McCaffrey. Yes. David Massey,
Yes.
Mark Honesi.
Yes. Okay, great. 9.0, agency council, Mr. Gabriel, anything?
Actually, I do, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I would request that the board consider going into executive session to discuss a personnel matter as well as to discuss a contractual, matter in negotiations.
Are we gonna get up and leave, or?
I'm sorry,
We gonna? No, I was gonna, are we gonna go in the other room, or?
no, we'll just ask everyone to leave. Just for the press, we do anticipate, having an action when we come out. Okay, so
Okay.
don't leave.